Yeah, we got throwed out for a minute, y'all. I lost signal. Let me get everybody back on this jump. You know what I'm saying? Jammed up journals. Where y'all at? Red Boy, where y'all at?
What's good? What's good? They live. They done turned that joint up.
What it do?
Yeah,
What
what
What it
up,
do? What it
though?
do?
Hey, yo,
it do? Yeah, we got the journal up in this jump.
Yeah.
what's up? What's poppin'? What's poppin'? Jammed up
What's
journals in the
up, man?
building,
What's
you
up?
heard? Hey, yo, brother, salute. I appreciate y'all having me. Cookies, you know I love you, girls. Sniper fan. You
For
know what I mean?
sure,
You know what
fam.
it
You
is.
already know it. You already
100.
know it.
Let me look for
This
my
my
brother,
co-host,
Rock the
Red
Block.
Boy.
What's up,
Yeah.
baby?
What's up
See
with
you
it?
out there
What's
in
up with
Tennessee,
it?
huh? All right,
It's
all right.
one half for the jammed up journal. What the other one? We
Yeah.
waiting on the other one.
Oh, man, that's the goon right there. The goon, he the gorilla to rock the block.
For sure, for
Already.
sure, for sure.
Nah,
That's what's
Yeah,
up.
that's
That's
what's
what's
up,
up.
man.
yeah.
Yeah,
Tell
we
him, tell him
appreciate
to
you buzzing in, fam. We
oh
appreciate you
man, listen,
buzzing in.
it's a blessing to even just be on, something like this because I've been tuning in with the whole movement, Holy Nation, and everything that's been going on. So I feel like facts and opinion is something that's just like it's got the bullshit. Look, there's an opinion, there's a fact, and I'm just interested in just being a part of this experience. You know what I'm saying? Because it's
100.
a journey that we go through. So I'm
That's
100.
what's
trying to
up.
tune
That's
in
what's
with my
up.
brother to see what's up with his live. Yo, he sent the request. Can y'all check to see if y'all got Rock the Block?
Let's see. Let's
Rock
see.
the
Right.
block.
Yeah,
Let me punch him in.
Go ahead, right quick, see.
yeah, Rock the Block, ROC, the block.
I got him. I got him. We waiting on him to jump in here.
Rocco. Let me see where he at. That motherfucker at. Y'all see BS the King join.
He
Look at
live.
Rock
that.
the block. Where you at?
Live
Where
as
you
hell.
at?
Hey yo, Holy Nation family too. If y'all don't know, y'all gotta fuck with VS the King. That
For
man, that's
Already.
sure.
my
For
hood
sure. For
too.
sure.
VS the King, he out here really tearing shit up. He a legendary street nigga that got some real motherfucking solid music.
That's
He a
what's up.
solid nigga too. 10 toes
It's
down
all a
type nigga.
movement, baby. We making our
Yeah,
rounds. Don't worry about it. We got it for
yeah.
sure.
No
For
doubt.
sure.
Salute,
Damn
you know what
right.
it is. Yo, let's see, Rock the Block. I don't know what happened with shit. Yo, Rock, try to send that shit again.
Try to
I
see if
got him.
it's going. You
Where my
got him,
man
sis?
G at?
Yeah, I just sent the one.
What's
There
up?
you
What's
go.
Yo,
up,
There you
all
go.
sis?
Tapped in.
Rock the
what's
Block.
good?
What
Rock
it
the
What's
do?
Block.
up?
What's
How
going
y'all
on? This
doing?
Rock the
Billy
block.
Rock the Block. What's good with it?
That's my
Appreciate y'all
co-host,
having
Red
us
Boy.
on, yo.
Most definitely.
What's
It's a
going
pleasure.
on?
It's a pleasure, my guy. Most
For
definitely.
sure. We appreciate y'all coming on with us. Let me say
Hey,
that first. Taking out your time. For
Definitely,
sure, for
definitely,
real.
definitely.
goddamn right. Goddamn right.
That's what's
But
up.
yeah.
Go. I gotta say shout out to Hooli Nation one more before we kick this off. All right.
Already.
You know what I'm saying?
Holy,
For sure, for sure.
hold up.
Yeah, but
Oh, you know
Damn,
tonight,
game
the vibes.
over.
for
You know the
sure.
vibes, man. That's my brother right there.
Shout out to my
For
27
brother. Game
years.
sure.
over, bro.
That
For
way.
Word.
sure,
That
for
way.
sure, for sure, for real.
Hoolies.
That's what's
OCM,
up.
what up, boy?
What's up with it?
So how y'all
What
been?
up
Yeah,
to the
Man?
whole
What's
Swiss?
going
What up to
on?
everybody
What's up?
too,
Man, bless, man,
for
bless.
sure.
Tell me
So
about
if
it.
y'all checking in with us tonight, we got jammed up journals. Y'all gonna
man?
introduce yourself. You know what I'm
Yo,
saying?
call
Yo,
me
Rock, go
Rock
ahead.
the Block, aka the Black Viking. You know what I'm saying?
For
100.
sure.
You know,
Call me Mr. Highfalutin, praise
doing
the
it big
Lord.
for the jammed up journals. You know what I'm saying? Straight out of Jersey, but residing in Philly, hard body. You know what I mean?
For
Already.
sure, for sure, for real. Let the people know a little
Already.
something about jammed up journals. How did it get started, and what makes you all want to go that direction with with your podcast and everything?
Rock, you want to take you on it?
Yeah, well, I can start, you can finish it, but he basically came up with the idea because, you know what I mean, like, I've been did this, you know what I mean, and I learned how to change. I had kids, and you can't raise no kids from no jail cell, you know what I'm saying, and any
100.
real man know he got to take care of his. I got 7, so I got to take care of mine, you know what I mean?
That's right.
Boy got a football team.
That's
No
right.
black
That's right.
doing that. And so
That's right.
I had to learn the hard way, going back and forth, but changing my ways. You know what I mean? To becoming the man I am. You know what I mean? And my brother right here, you know, he was hard headed. He was a knucklehead. He ain't want to listen. You know, so
Right.
he still dibbled and you know what I mean? And I just don't listen. The bail money's running out, partner. All right, you know what I mean?
Right.
Hey, bro, last time I got
Right.
bailed out, shout out to my man.
Now,
For sure.
you gonna have to,
Rail bail me out, man.
you know what I mean? So
Yeah.
we came up with this little idea, John. You know what I mean? Like, you know, like to take our experiences, you know what I mean, and show how you could still change your life around. It's never too late. You know what I'm saying? Only time it's too late is when you locked up for life
Well,
or
you
you in a
did.
box. You know what I'm saying? That's when it's too
Definitely.
done.
Definitely.
But if you ain't in those situations, it's never too late. So you
Definitely.
gotta do what you gotta do to better yourself, because once you become a man and you have children, now you're not just a regular person no more. They look up to you. They see what you do. So what you do is right or wrong. So
That's right.
if you live wrong, they're gonna live wrong. If you live right, you try to make them live right. And
Right.
that's basically what it is. You know what I'm saying?
That's right. Leading by example, for sure. For sure.
Plus, life experiences are the best. Life experiences are the best examples. You know what I'm saying? Because somebody that did it and lived through it means you can do it and live through it too. You know.
That's right.
100.
And
I
my
totally
brother
agree with that.
finally started getting this shit together. You know what I'm saying? So we put this shit together to show like this is what it is, man. You know what I mean? Hopefully we can help some people while having a few laughs and a few meals while we do it. You know what I mean?
Definitely. Well,
So
give us a little concept of you know, where you all are going with it. Like what is the concept of jammed up journals? What are you all here for? You know, just
jammed up journals. Jammed up is being locked up. Journals are pages of
right.
your life. But we're
Right.
not here to glorify people going to jail or trying to even just brag about the experiences we had during jail. But what we're here to
Right.
do is to inspire ex-cons who are coming
Right.
out of that situation and find themselves in a predicament where it's like, man, I'm on probation, I'm on parole. Because look, for me, I'm on felony probation right now.
Right.
You know
It
how
could
hard it
easily
is for me
make
to
money.
find a
Now,
UPS done turned me down. This place done turned me down. I go through a drug test. I go through an interview. Cool. Background check. Can't even get a job.
Yeah.
I was so desperate, and no disrespect to anybody, because every job that is to be respected. But I even went to a minimum wage job at Planet Fitness. I was like, yo, you know
Right.
what? Let me just get this job, because
Right.
I've done the club things, but during COVID, it was like a roller coaster. And then
Right.
I wasn't really plugged in with the clubs out here. So I tried every job. And
Yeah.
every job I get turned down because of my background. So, you know, when you get out of jail, you know, some people be like, you know, they tired of trying to settle for minimum wage and they can't even get it. So they go back to doing selling drugs or, you know, doing whatever they do. And again,
Right.
jammed up journals is JUJ. So I tell people I'm not going to judge you, so don't judge me. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Fact.
saying? So
and
I'm
Fact.
not going to judge nobody for the things that they do. You know what I mean? But if you're going to keep doing the same things, you're going through a revolving door. So Jammed Up Journals is really a show to inspire ex-cons not to give up for minimum wage or settle for a life of crime. But at the same time, the show is really motivated by, of course, our experiences, because we can't talk about it if we haven't experienced it
Definitely.
from the giddy, right? From the gutter, like my man VS said. But my son, you know what I'm saying? The show, a lot of it has to do with my son, from my experience and my contributions, because, you know, I know he sees me, and you know, I could carry myself a certain way, and if he doesn't distinguish what I'm representing, then
Right.
he might take it for the wrong reasons and think, you know, oh shit, no, dad went to jail, this shit fly. Like,
Yeah.
dad
Right.
talks that shit,
Definitely.
dad hangs out with the celebrities, dad does this, dad pops bottles, dad wears his hat back when he like was popping, you know what I'm saying? And I can't misconstrue him in thinking that, you know, the way that you can carry yourself in the aura is the same thing as far as your actions. You know, you could
That's right.
dress and look like me and still be a business owner. You know what I mean? Now it comes
Right.
with sacrifices.
Definitely.
So I want him to understand by having guests on like my brother Game Over. You know, when Game Over's on the show and he's doing what he's doing, we lost a lot of time bullshitting, doing some
That's
dumb
right.
shit in the streets. You know what I mean? And not because he's a dumb nigga,
Right.
he's a very intelligent brother. But at certain times in his life, you know,
Right.
maybe he was more focused on the environment instead of like his career. And for a person like
Right.
my son who can see Game Over on a record with Styles P, on a record with Uncle Murder, or doing these records around the country and be like, yo, Game Over is that nigga. He's popping, he got his music lit. But damn, this brother's telling me, don't do this, because he lost a couple years going through programs, going to trial, going to this, going to that, being on probation. You know, you lose a lot of years, and that's something that we can't get back.
You lose a
Jay,
lot of,
Jay,
lose a lot
how
of
old? How
money.
old?
All right.
How
You
old
lose a
did
lot,
your
Get
son?
back
lose a
time.
lot of money. All right. There's a lot of money in getting locked up and
Yeah, that's a
processing and
fact.
lawyers
That's
and all
right.
that other shit. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
So that's the, the moral of the show is basically just giving inspiration to ex-cons not to give up, and for the kids, for the youth watching the show, to not go down the route that we did. Because what
learn
I
from
did, I was an idiot for doing it.
Right.
we already, you
Idiot
know what I'm saying? Learn from the mistakes. Learn from the
Well,
mistakes.
mistakes.
well, that's all going back to we all make mistakes, so that's what we have to do is lead by example for our kids. We can't preach or talk and don't walk the walk. So as long as you're going the right direction and he see that you is the type of person you can look up to,
No,
it'll rub
it makes.
off.
Let me say this one thing. I remember one time I was in Hudson County. I was in B100. I went to the drug program. And there's obviously users. There's people that's in there that really sold drugs, but was just like, you know what? I'm gonna say I used it. So the judge come in some slack. You know what I'm saying? And then you have counselors come in there. But for the people who really were drug addicts, and you have a counselor that comes in there, and the counselor's like, no, I never used drugs, but I graduated from so and so, and I read all about it. Nigga, like, shut the fuck up. You ain't trying to hear
Right.
that shit, nigga. You ain't never
Right.
get high. And you talking about
Definitely.
how to avoid getting high, nigga, you don't know shit. But
It's
when
like
you have
trying to
a
preach about the
counselor,
hood from the hood.
Right.
when you have a counselor come in there and he telling you, I overdosed 10 times, and what I mean, I went to jail and I lost relationship with my kids and I had to go to
Right.
prison, and I came out and I rehabilitated myself. I went to Ready, Willing, and Able, and I did this program and that program. I got my shit together. I was at a shelter for 3 months, for 5 months, and I got a Section 8, and now I got my daughter in my life again. And I can see my granddaughter. Then you be like, damn, that nigga went through something. You know what I
Right.
mean? So for us, I ain't
Definitely.
been through all the system. I ain't done 10, 20 years in prison. I haven't.
Right.
You know what I mean? But I went through it enough to be like, oh shit, my
To
next
know that
step
there's
is 10,
nowhere you
20
want to
years.
be.
Next time
Yeah,
you might
my
Right.
next step is 10, 20. My
Right.
next step. You know what I'm saying? I'm a
Definitely.
I got 3 felonies on me right now. I don't, 4 or 5, that shit gonna put me away for a little bit.
shit.
I don't want to
Yeah.
do it. You know
I
what I'm
think
saying? You can
No,
call it
that's
fair
right.
trade or call it what you want.
California, three felonies, they give you like 20 years or something like that.
Yeah,
That's
so,
crazy.
They
That's
got the
tough.
wow, they got the
That's crazy.
in some of these states.
bro, nigga,
Wow.
that means if I was in Cali, nigga, I'm gone forever.
See, that's another thing on
That's wild. That's wild.
the show we like to address, like letting people know there's different laws in different states and you got Commonwealth law, you got state law, different
Yeah.
things, different strokes for different folks. You know what I mean?
Different
So
folks. That's
you might
right.
do something here, but they take it serious down there,
Right.
Definitely.
and that be that. You know what I mean? You be on the chain gang and shit. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
Man,
Somewhere a motherfucker don't want to be.
on the chain.
So,
Yeah, man.
Little
So that's
gang.
the point of the show, though.
Chain gang.
give me a. I know y'all got plenty of stories. Give me a story, one of y'all, when you got jammed up.
Oh,
I got so many stories, bro. Shit.
We
Oh,
all got one. Come on, we all
Yeah.
got one.
I'll tell you this one, bro. Look,
Yeah, he got you a thou. My stories are classified.
yo, I got some bullshit ass stories, right?
Shit. Allegedly.
Look. I'll tell you this story, right? One time I had got locked up and I got bailed out, right? Because they was trying to hit me with 5 years. So I got bailed out and I had an open charge in New York. So I got extradited. So I got bailed out, then I had to wait 2 weeks. New York came and picked me up on the 13th day. So boom, I get extradited to New York. I go to New York. My mother's at 100 Center Street, that's downtown Manhattan, where they call the Tombs, right? So my mother's there, I get out. Boom, I get out. I'm out on bail for a felony. I'm waiting to go to trial. So during that time, I'm looking for a job. I can't find a job. At the time, the girl I was with at the time was like, yo, just get a job at McDonald's, nigga. I don't care if you pay rent-a-center bill, pay the phone bill, we'll be all right. So I'm like, fuck it. Bro,
Right.
I got an ego. I've been around.
Calvin.
A lot,
That's
you know what I'm
Calvin.
saying?
That's
So,
Calvin. Yo, Calvin.
Calvin.
Double, nigga.
No.
Give me McDouble, nigga.
Shit.
Nah.
Surprise with that, nigga.
You're acting like a McAsshole right now, Rock. You're acting like a
Right.
McAsshole. You remember Terry Crews in the longest yard, 9 yards, some shit? Yo, so
The meanest burger in the world.
Right.
So, yo, I ended up getting
If
a
you
job
cook
at
it
Papa
that
John's.
way.
Look, I ended up getting a job at Papa John's, y'all. I was at Papa John's, my nigga. I hate it. I got an ego, right? So, boom, I get a job at Papa John's. All right. I go to work. I go pick up my first check.
Yeah.
Nigga, my check was fucking $15.
Ooh-wee.
I'm like, $15?
I would have slapped him in the kick out of the body.
I would have knocked so much stuff over in there.
No, so listen, Cookies. I'm on bail. I'm about to go to trial in like less than 2 months. I'm not trying to slap the shit out of nobody. So I tell him, yo, call the regional manager, boom, or whatever. No, the general manager, he says, yo, there's no way that's $15. That's wrong. I'm like, even if y'all made a mistake and I wasn't clocking in every day, I just clocked in one day. One day is 8 hours, you know what I'm saying? Even though this was back in the day, say minimum wage was like $8 or some shit. Nigga, $15, that's like 3 hours of work with taxes taken out, whatever. So the point is, he was like, yo, it's an obvious mistake. I'm like, cool. I'm like, yo, I'll come back to work, pay me correctly on my next check and pay me what you owe me and we can keep rolling. I want the judge to see that I got a job. I'm going to trial. So boom, I go back to work. I work a week. Then I go pick up my check. Now, I just told you I got out on bail. And one of my charges when I was out on bail was child endangerment because I had my son with me. So, boom, I'm with my son to go pick up my check on my day off, Craig. I'm on my day off, Craig. So I go pick up my check. So now I'm like, all right, you know what? This check should be a little bit more chunky because they owe me money and I work. You know what I mean?
Hours, right.
Nigga, I bust that shit open.
$18.
$23.
23 bucks? Damn.
Oh my God.
Nigga, $23, bro.
They pay you $1 an hour.
Bro, that don't even make sense. Cause nigga, you work 40
$1 an
hours,
hour.
and then the last week, nigga, had another 40 hours. Nigga, even if it was $1 an hour, nigga, my should be like $80, nigga.
Is that at least $80?
$23, nigga, what? Yo,
not $1 an hour, $1 a day.
Listen, I called the regional manager down there. The regional manager comes down there, and guess what this nigga does? This nigga spazzes on me in front of my son, in front of customers and employees.
Oh, wow.
All the wrong.
Now, I'm not on bail.
Bro, I salute you.
I'm with
I
my
would have been
son.
in prison right now. I would have been just coming home. You know what I'm saying?
Yo, listen. And I'm with my son. And I'm with my son. So, dog, you know what? If I would have said one word, that would have let the fume out and it would have just been chaos. Yo, I stayed shut and I walked out the fucking pizzeria like ashamed, embarrassed, feeling stupid, and I didn't want to open up the anger with my son with me. I just got a charge with my baby boy. Like, he's my baby. He's my son, my flesh and blood. We got the same name.
Yeah, it would have been bad, yo.
I just walked out with my head down, like, yo. As soon as I walk out, the delivery guy is like, yo, come here. He's like, here's the number to the Department of Labor. He does that to everybody. I said, what? So now I'm like, yo, this is really.
So they were robbing people for hours on purpose and shit, bro.
Oh, wow.
And that nigga redirecting the money however he did it. I don't know how, his accounting status. I don't know how he was doing that, but that's what he was doing. He was cutting people. He was the regional manager. So he had stores, 10, 15 stores. You do that to 10, 15 people. You know what I mean? A week, you coming up a couple racks. So this nigga did that. So now, at the time, the female I was with, her homegirl was like, yo, you know what? Half is stressed out. You know what? Tell him we're going to go to the club tonight. And don't worry, I got him. So I'm going to the club with 2 females with no money. I had like 20 bucks in my pocket, bro. I ain't even cashed that 23 though. I had it, and I'll tell you the story about the $23 check. So boom, I got the so they tell me come out to the club with them. So I go out to 118 Lounge in Newark. All my niggas in Brook City that know 118 Lounge. So I go to 118 Lounge. I got 2 females with me. They paying for shit, but I feel stupid. I don't got no money. So I'm like, yo, you know what?
Nigga, you got money. Got $3 on you.
You got a check.
That ain't money at the club, my nigga. That's that shit. You understand that by the time you walk in.
You damn near
And
can't
then
even
hit you
get in with
coat check.
$23.
You know what I'm saying? You can't
$1,
do shit.
baby. You wheel it back. We put it in.
Everything I'm telling you is a fact, Jack. So listen, I go to the bar. I notice that the Coronas are in the fridge on the other side of the bar. So I come to this side of the bar. So I'm like, yo, bartender. I'm like, hey, what's up? I'm like, yo, let me get a Corona. She goes all the way to the other side of the bar. So while she goes, I'm like, boom, I snatch a bottle. So now I hit the dance floor like, hey!
I knew that was going.
They go.
I go with a bottle of fucking Grey Goose or Belvedere, and it was a big bottle. So, and the Belvedere liquor is clear, and the bottle's clear. So I really couldn't tell. By the time I get to the dance floor and I'm pouring cups, I'm like, oh, this bitch is fucking just had like half a shot. I'm like, oh, man. Back to the bar. I go back to the bar. I'm like, hey, bartender, let me get 1 Corona. Let me get a lime in it too so she can take her time. So she goes to the other side of the bar. So now I'm like, I'm going to pick a bottle that I know got liquor in it. So I get the Johnny Walker. So the Johnny Walker's full. So I go, swamp. Boom. I go back to the dance floor. I'm like, hey. Drinks. Nigga, we lit. Johnny Walker, nigga, I'm lit. I'm going out right now. I'm like, it's on. So boom, we get out of 118 Lounge in Newark.
Yeah, fuck.
Huh?
You got like, you didn't spend $1 out that 23 yet, huh?
No. I probably said 7 and 7. So I got $6 left. I probably gave her $1 tip too. Like, hey, hold that, baby. That's all you. That's all you.
Right.
So boom, now I leave Newark and I'm going into Union City. So I tell the females, I'm like, yo, let's go to McDonald's. That's on 32nd Street in Kennedy. But Papa John's is on 32nd Street in Kennedy. So while we're going to McDonald's and we passing Papa John's, I'm like, yo, stop right here. I got to use the bathroom. So boom, I got to take a piss. So I take the bat that's in the car. I go to Papa John's. I break the windows. I go in there. I start breaking everything. I'm like, y'all motherfuckers want to rob me? I'm trashing the whole store. Nigga, everything coming down.
Break your jail.
Wow.
But the second that I break the window, and the second I stepped in, I slipped on the glass on the floor. So now I cut my whole back up. So I got stitches on my back. I'm bloody on my back. So fucking, I get in there, and I start smashing everything up. Just happened to be Union City police is driving by. They put the light on, like, hey, freeze. I'm like, oh, shit, boom.
Oh, wow.
I'm booking through the back because I know the store. So I'm booking through the back. I cut the block. My man Chalk used to live on that block too. So I cut through a block. Boom, I hit the corner. I bend the corner. One of the arresting officers was my baby mother's cousin.
Oh,
he
wow.
just locked me up the year before for that other charge. So I bend the corner. Police are like, please. I'm like, he's that way. He ran over there. He's over there. Go get him. Go get him. They're like, no, nigga, it's you. Get down. Then my baby mother cousin like, Hoffa, what the fuck is wrong with you? Nigga, you fucking stupid. And I'm like, I'm drunk out of my mind. I'm like, oh.
The hell
They
going?
take me to the hospital. I get stitched up. I'm handcuffed to the bed. They take me to fucking county. When I get into the county,
Violent.
that's where they put me. The same place where I just left. You know what they said? Welcome home, nigga!
Wow.
Nigga, I see my baby mother's brother in there. Shout out to Joel. He's like, yo, I see my man Green Eyes. Everybody's giving me shit because they just saw me there a couple months. So they're like, welcome back, nigga. Here, yo, we got you. You know you need a notebook. You know what I mean?
Right.
That's my therapy. So, nigga, I went back in there. I told you I had to go to trial. So I got locked up October 3rd. I had trial November 15th. So when I get to holding and when I get to population, it's like October 6th, 7th, whatever, a couple days. Everybody's like, yo, welcome back. I tell them I got a new charge. They're like, nigga, you're done. They're like, yo, they was hitting you with 5 years before. They were like, nigga, you're done. They gonna smoke you, nigga.
Right.
Yo, get ready for that bluebird, nigga. You on that trip, boy. So I'm like, nah, bro. I'm like, nah, nigga. Nah, nigga, they not gonna do that. My lawyer, my public defender was this guy named Anthony Reese. So I go to trial November 15th. Everybody's like, yo, Hoffa, you done, bro. Just get ready for it, nigga. Do all them push-ups. You doing push-ups before, nigga. Do pull-ups. You do get right. So I'm like, nah, nigga, watch. They like, no. Tell Anthony Reese, I'm like, yo, look. Tell the judge I wanted to run concurrent. I'll cop out. He's like, he's not gonna do that. He's not gonna do that. Look. You know, he had the fucking baggy ass pants.
It's
You know, if you got a public defender that wears baggy pants, nigga, you're smoked. You're done. If your public defender was baggy ass pants and his cuff and he don't have no fucking, his cuff goes up to like over here on his suit, you're done, my nigga. So I told the nigga, I said, yo, tell the judge run a concurrent. I'll cop out right now. They ran a concurrent. They fucking gave me time served. I was released that same day, November 15th. That's the story.
Damn.
So
that's what's up.
John ain't no papa to me, nigga. John ain't no fucking papa to me.
Fuck John. Fuck him.
You got, it's not like you got cosmic justice on that one.
You did.
Right.
You did.
Yeah, nah, I got my
cosmically, that shit came back around and they got out of jail.
Yeah.
Right.
Y'all squared away.
You know, they wanted me. They wanted me to cop out to a burglary, but I wasn't trying to burglarize it. I was just so mad that they robbed me and they disrespected me in front of my son that I went in there and I smashed the store up. But I never tried to burglarize it. I was so drunk, I didn't even think about that shit. I just smashed up the whole store. Them niggas was out of commission for like a week or so. I broke all the windows, glass, and that was some dumb shit that I did, and it set me back. You know what I'm saying? But that's the kind of mentality for somebody that's under the influence that doesn't realize what's right from wrong. Because if I really wanted to do something smart, I could have got a pool attorney, and I could have sued them. Because they were doing that to a lot of businesses. A lot of people. So if I was really smart, I would have been up, instead of being back.
Bad shit won't happen regardless. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but the moral of the story, though, as funny and entertaining as I may put it, the moral of the story is the vicious way, the violent way, the street justice way. Instead of taking it to court, because what? You think I'm a snitch if I take a business to court?
Right.
A business that robbed me? This is y'all legitimate, right? All right, so let's be legitimate. And if I would have done it the right way, I would have been up money and been down felonies. So, I mean, for anybody that's out there saying that you could do what I did and feel like you got it off, but catch a couple felonies, lose some time with your kids, and, you know, have a harder time getting a job or following your career. And if you go about it the right way, you probably could have been up a couple thousand, 10, 20, 30, 40, 50,000, and could have invested that money into what you wanted to do.
They don't teach us that in the streets, though, bro. You know what I'm saying?
That's why James journalists is here to advocate.
That's right.
The way we grew up, if somebody did you wrong, you want to beat their ass. That's it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but you know
what I'm saying? Whoever went up on ass whooping. You know what I'm saying?
It didn't work out for me in the best
I know.
way. You know what I'm saying? I felt good that week. But you know, I'll tell you this much: when I had and I'll keep it real, right? When I went back for that month and a half, October 3rd to November 15th, and my dates are correct, I promise you. When I told you I went to New York and I got extradited, I was released February 13th. That's the day before Valentine's Day. So when I came out February 13th, everybody showed me love. Like, yo, you made it home just in time. Yo, here's some money. Here's this. Here's some Timbs. Here's bang, bang, bang. I was hitting left and right. Everybody showed me love. They said, you made it out. Cool. But when I made it out and I went right back in, from October 3rd to November 15th, ain't nobody sent me $1. Everybody was like, yo, fuck out of here. You don't learn your lesson.
Yeah, when you in the box, ain't nobody sending you crap, bro.
So, but during that little time, I also wrote a book called The Turning Point, subtitled My Philosophical Thoughts. I never got a chance to publish it or put it out. But with that time, I was so deep in thought, so stressed out. Nobody was showing me love. I wrote a book during that time. And when I came out, I didn't have nowhere to go. I was on the street. I remember I slept in the Lincoln Hotel that night, the Lincoln Motel on 40th and Tunnelly. For any Hudson County real people that know, that shit like $40, $50 a night. I ain't had nowhere to go. I slept in a hotel that night. And then, man, so, you know, there's an ugly side to it, too. You know what I'm saying? I was outside crying. I remember I was on 49th, 51st Street. I saw some nigga I was in jail with. I ain't have no phone. I was on the corner crying. And nigga let me call my mother or something. I forgot who I called. I called my aunt. And I was like, yo, help me out. I'm hungry. You know what I'm saying? So there's a dark side to this shit, too.
Yo,
it could be funny,
all dark
but
side, just making it funny. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, no doubt, but it's a dark side.
Through the story, you
Speaking
said,
of
though,
Champ Up,
through the story.
what y'all think of Young Thug and them situation and what they got going on? Y'all care to speak on that?
Bro, you want to take it?
Much on it. I heard they trying to hit what they hitting them with the Rico.
Rico.
Yeah, with the Rico shit.
That's what they said.
Listen, when you get money, bro, when you get money, you come up and you get into the next tax bracket and all that shit. Yo, you gotta be crystal clean. You gotta have alibis on alibis and lawyers on lawyers and accountants on accountants, because the minute they connect you to the streets, Rico set up just for knowing somebody's doing some shit. You're all of a sudden you're implicated, and that's it. You can't beat that shit. It's like 50 Cent in that other interview. Like, give me a homicide. I'd rather fight Rico. You can't beat that shit. That shit was designed. It was designed to once they hit you with it, that's it. Let it Casanova. They hit Casanova with that shit. We shit yet.
I know.
Man. My nigga 2-time, man.
The real niggas, bro. You know what it is, bro? It's just our lifestyle, the way we live. They always watching us. You know what I'm saying?
Exactly. That's what I was gonna say. You know, they're gonna watch us anyway.
Money. When you get that real paper that you can buy whatever you want, go wherever you want, they gonna watch you more. They watching you when you was coming up, when you was on the streets hustling down and down. They wasn't watching you. That was the cops' job. When you came up on the,
you said he copped out.
When you became the plug, then the FBI started watching. You know what I mean? But when you become that dude,
who copped out?
The government brings the full wrath of anything to jam you up, because they want to make you the bad guy. They want it.
Right.
When the feds is on you, it's over. I heard Casanova copped out. Shit, that's his best chance.
Yo,
exactly.
You know, make millions and millions of dollars and then get locked up for the RICO, and they take all that shit away from you. Now you locked up forever. Like, that's right. Worse than anything. You know what I'm saying? Like,
but that's why I tell them, I said, do yourself a favor. Don't clock in if you can't do the labor, because this shit real. Right. So if you gonna clock in, nigga, be ready to put that work in, because nigga, they come in, nigga, and it's a wrap. So
you put yourself in the situations you in. You know what I'm saying? You might not think you are, but if you doing something, or you rolling with somebody doing something, when the person gets popped, you get popped. You signed up for it. Right. Don't be a bitch.
What I will say is this. What y'all, and I was just talking to my big bro Chocolate. Shout out to Chocolate Jerry. I was just talking to him about this. Do y'all remember when Young Thugger was talking about shit, nigga? If I ever get hit with 30 years, the nigga say he's getting breast. Yeah. He's gonna go to the females. What y'all think about that? That nigga say if he gets hit with 30 years, I guess he'll try to get out on bail and have a sex change.
That's another.
My whole thing is, I'm gonna say this.
That's kind of deep, because you know what I'm saying. Plus, you don't want the LGBT.
That like the water not wet.
They'll turn the power off your crib.
I'm gonna just say this. I hope he healed like Wolverine. That's all I can say.
Young Thug talks a lot.
Shout out to Young Thugger too, though, because he got some good music. I seen him perform.
Oh yeah, for sure. He banging now.
Yeah, I seen him perform with Meek Mills out of Philly. So shout out to Thugger.
Thug got a song. I think it's called Digits or some shit like that. He talks about this shit that he's going through right now. He's like, he'd rather have done it and say that he'd go to jail and say that he ran up this money and been locked up than to never have did it in the first place. Listen to the chorus of Young Thug's song Digits. You know what I'm saying?
He man Ori in the building.
But I think like when you have a mentality like that, sometimes it brings that kind of energy back to you, because that's what you're reciprocating. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So maybe if he was speaking life into life and positiveness into himself, and letting it deflect in his rhymes, then that probably would have came to him.
That brings me to Forrest Gump said life is like big. Tupac and Big
like a boomerang. That shit come right back to you, bro.
Tupac and Big, they talked about themselves dying, and that's actually what happened.
That boomerang.
The power of implying what you want, it comes. You know what I'm saying? Tupac said it his whole life. He's gonna die young. He died what, 23?
Like that 25.
25, 25.
Yeah, no, yeah,
The
25
power
is
of life and death is
before.
definitely in the tongue, though.
Bro,
Definitely.
Yeah. And we call that the will of manifestation. You know what I'm saying? The universe will hear what you say. You
so
know what
you
I mean?
think
So peace
about
to the
it.
God.
Tupac and Biggie, they died babies, my nigga. They died young. They
Yeah.
died young men. They were just 3 years old enough to to drink and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Think about
That's
that
right.
shit.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You don't even get like that. Like, I got a kid that's 22. Like, you know what I mean? Like, shit. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
We died at that age, my dude. We actually made it to this age. You know what I mean? So
Yeah. You definitely have to be careful in what you speak of, bring into your life different spirits, you know what I'm saying?
definitely,
They don't clash right with people.
you
Yeah,
bring that
you
word
bringing that in there.
that's what happens. You know what I mean? It's crazy.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pray for the brother though, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to Stug and them, and I hope they get everything situated. I don't wish jail or death upon no man. You know what I'm saying? So, big up to them brothers, and I hope they get it together, whatever.
Yo, big up to my
saying?
man Oli. Bring up to my man Oli, Old Dog, who just got locked up here in Berwyn County. Shout out to Old Dog. Free my nigga Old Dog.
Yeah. When you
For
get that, they don't want, this is what they say. They don't want to see us get money. You know what I'm saying? And when you do get that money, because they can't stop you from getting the money. When you do get that money, now you got to be extra cautious. Look at OJ.
Take it from you.
Look at OJ. OJ got away with OJ got away with the body. You think they were gonna let? He wasn't supposed to. He wasn't supposed to cross the street without going through the crosswalks.
They was waiting on those who throw a
you know what I'm saying? But they were gonna let that man ride. They caught that. They stole that man's shit, made him come get his shit, and locked him up and try to get his shit back.
Word, that's a fact. Yo,
he got like 12 years.
My man Zion Gun too.
You gonna pay?
Zion Gun. He in TDC. He got found not guilty for a murder in New York. But then when they found him for another murder in Texas, they gave him the book, man. They hit him with 50 years. Wow. So you might get away one time. And I'm not saying he got away with it in New York, but he was found not guilty in New York. So shout out to my man Zion Gun, your murder homie from the
justice system is different for us than them. You know what I'm saying? We get different numbers than other people. You know what I'm saying? So you got to take yourself completely off the board if you ain't trying to get. You know what I'm saying?
They building it.
That's basically right there. You never safe in these streets because you know what I'm saying. They could get you for anything. You know, the corruption and all that shit. But that's what the whole show's about. You know what I'm saying? Like, life is life, man. You gotta live that shit. You gotta enjoy that shit. But you're gonna fuck up along the way. But learn from your mistakes. Don't do the same fucking mistake over and over and over. You know what I'm saying? Because
shout out to everybody in the comments on Free G Money too, man. Shout out to everybody in the comments. If we don't read y'all all the time, we in the convo. But shout out to Albial, shout out to G Money. They both locked up too, man.
For sure, for real.
Shout out to everybody doing what they supposed to do, man. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
Take care of theirs. That's it, bro. That's it.
Hey, yo.
Okay,
real quick. Journey, man, just going back to that story you were talking about. You said your son was with you, man. I just heard a whole lot of similar situations and stuff like that in life. And it's just crazy that you stay humble through all of that. You get what I'm saying? And you saying you was doing that for your son. Man, you'd be surprised what he think. Have you ever had a conversation with him about that?
Oh, no doubt, man. You know what's crazy is that I had conversations with my baby mother that would be like, yo, man, you talking about jail too much, and you passing the wrong message. You think, he think the jail didn't, and I'm like, yo, you're not reading in between the lines. I said, yeah, I'm talking about jail. Yeah, I met some jail hookups. Yeah, I get it. But you got to understand and have a conversation with my son about what the message is that I'm passing to him. If you're looking at a book just at the cover, you're going to see my hat backwards. You're going to see a shirt that says fuck prison. Shout out to Sean Harwell. You're going to see a shirt that says fuck prison. You're going to think that this nigga, you know what I mean? I'm talking with my mouth sideways. You know what I mean? But I'm passing a positive message. You know what I mean? So I sat down with my son. I remember, look, it was Christmas. And I got the video and I put it out one day. It was Christmas this year that just passed, last year. And I went to the movie theaters with my son. And we got there kind of early. So, and then I don't know what it was. We just got there super early. Oh, we was going to play video games, but they didn't have the arcade shit. So we there like 2 hours early. And I'm like, yo, what you want to do? You want to go into a movie? He's like, nah, Dad, if we don't pay for it, let's not do it. And I'm like, damn, that's a good point. You know what I'm saying? So I'm like, good, let's not do it. We spoke to the managers and we were like, hey, by any chance, we came here for the 8 o'clock show and it's, it's like 6 o'clock, can we? They were like, no, we can't. I said, thank you. Appreciate it. So then later on, we had one across the street to Applebee's. What's across the street from the movie theaters? Hula Hands. So we go to Hula Hands, we sit down and have some food, and I talk to my son, and I'm like, yo, when I talk about jail, I'm like, what is it that you get across? You think I have fun there every day? And his response was like, nah, I don't think you have fun there every day. But I think the stories of you having fun was you trying to make the best out of you living in a place that you had no choice. So you had moments where you was having fun, but I know that you hated it, and I know that you regret it, and I know that that's a stupid decision that you made. And everything that you do in life has a consequence. So no matter what you do, you're going to have to face a consequence. And even in my personal response, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, God, the Most High, might forgive me, but I still have consequences to face to the world. I've been on probation for 4 years now for some shit that I didn't even do. You know what I mean? The last shit that I got locked up for, I ain't even really do that shit. I was guilty of something, but what I got charged with, I wasn't guilty of. And that's a fact.
I get it, though. I get it.
You know what I'm saying? Like, I was guilty of something, but what I got charged with, I wasn't. You know what I'm saying? But I know that regardless of whatever it is that I got knocked for that day, I might have not been, you know, hit with the right charge. But for all the shit that I did right before that, you know what? I had to face my consequences. So, you know, and just like you said, you know, that boomerang, you know, that life comes right back at you. So, you know, the message that we pass off to kids and that they don't get misconstrued is that, look, man, we wasting time. And I know my son has picked that up. Because when I speak to my son, we ain't talking about curses. We ain't talking about this. We ain't talking about that. And it's not, and I don't judge if you decide to let your kids curse or do whatever it is you do. With me and my son, my 16-year-old son, I know you curse, nigga. Don't be comfortable saying a bunch of, man, fuck that. Don't feel that comfortable to say that around me. You know what I mean? So, you know, thank God, you know what I mean, they have a certain matter of respect, which even though I know, you know, my oldest son drifts off a little bit, but I know even like when I introduce him to my lady, hey, how you doing? You know, he opening the door for her, and I'm noticing, you know, and she's telling me like, yo, your son got a lot of manners, you know what I'm saying? Like the way he's carrying himself, holding the door for me, you know what I mean? He's not just being a ratchet kid, like just walking, you know, so my kids are getting the message little by little, you know what I'm saying? So I'm grateful for that.
All you can do is your best, man. All you can do is the best you can do, you know what I mean? That's all you can do. The rest is
that's what's up. You're doing a great job. I gotta say shout out to all the kings out there too, the fathers that's raising their kids and distilling in them what's supposed to be distilled in a child, especially a young man. You know what I'm saying? With this day and age.
Shout out to Rock the Block that has 7 of my nieces and nephews, and they all good kids. And I love every single one of them, and he's a father to all of them. He ain't a father to one of them, and then the other one, you know, he's a father to all of them. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Rock the Block that holds down his entire family.
That's what's up. That's what's up.
Signed up, bro. I do it, right? I mean,
you clocked in, right?
Clock in. I clock in and I can't clock out. It's a fact. Nobody can take my shit. Nobody can take my shit.
All the great fathers.
Yo, that's a t-shirt right there. Clocked in and locked in.
Locked in and locked in.
Yo, I'm going to have to cut you a check with that one.
You need that. You need
word.
Nice.
Hey, don't get your check $15 either. Don't get your $15.
Wow.
On a positive note though, I want to talk about some of y'all accomplishments, you know, since you started Jammed Up Journals. What are some of the things that you accomplished, you know, and or that you got out for the world and know that you felt like after you did the show, you like, okay, you know what I'm saying, I feel good about this one. You know, I feel I reached some people, you know what I'm saying?
Well, the big thing about that, because we haven't aired the show at all yet.
Yeah.
So what we're doing is recording an entire season. So what I didn't want to do is, you know, fuck around. I had a situation in April where I was out of commission for that week, and we were supposed to do a show. And what I don't want to do is, you know, create a platform where I'm not giving people I'm not being consistent with our release dates. So what I wanted to do was just record the entire season, get the shit right. There's a lot of editing. There's a lot of pop-ups. It's not a podcast. Nothing wrong with podcasts, but it's not a podcast. It's a talk show. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, combination of Martha Stewart and America's Funniest Home Videos. So there's a lot of work that goes into it. So I didn't want,
so
I didn't want to put out the show and
at the same time interviewing new and upcoming talent from out of our city. You know what I'm saying? Bigging up the youth, trying to keep the music movement going because we all come from this. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I've been rapping since I was like 14. Hell, like, you know what I mean? We've been doing this. We just got into other shit that got in the way of that, you know, and
right.
sometimes, you know, street money comes before rapping, and then, you know, you get wrapped up in this life. But now we're trying to
feel
big
like
up
this, though. It's never too late. If you have knowledge or something that you have to get out to the youth, it's never too late. And it's better said than unsaid. You know, it's better shown than unshown. You know?
But to answer your question, though, since we haven't released the show yet, we still haven't had that phase and experience of like, yo, we did that and this is the reaction. But what we do feel is like a sense of confidence after seeing certain edits and seeing, oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Because at first,
it's gonna be a banger.
And the nervous and being nervous, like, you know, when you first start doing this shit, like, oh, I don't want to.
Rock is my brother.
So now it's like clockwork by doing it. Like, I've done it so many times, like clockwork. I go in there.
Right.
And now the whole team sees the vision that I had.
Louder, quieter, gonna sit this way. So how do I put my hands? You get, you know what I mean? But now it's just normal. So I'm learning that so that in the future doing more things, I'll be already like, you know what I'm saying, know how to get this camera shit popping and shit because
right.
It's a different hustle, yo. You know what I'm saying? It's a different hustle, especially like live, like how you guys got this, like going live. There's no mistakes and shit. Whatever mistake you make, that shit just goes. You know what I'm saying?
It's already on there.
At least with production, you can fix that shit up. So you gotta learn the simple things, but that's the thing that make you better. You know what I mean?
So let me say this. So we had did about like eight dry runs, which is like rehearsals. So before we started actually calling the camera crew in there, I was like, yo, Rock, nigga, come out here from Philly. I know we ain't recording for real. We recorded it, we documented it, but we didn't have the 5 cameras. You know, we didn't have all the big lights. You know, but we had one camera. You know, shout out to Ori recording it on his phone. You know what I mean? And we did the show. And I remember I sent a piece of the show with me and Rock on it to one of my brothers. I'm not going to say his name because I don't want to make it look like I'm trying to pick on him. But I sent it to him, and he was like, yo, Hoffa, yo, the show's whack, bro. I don't like it. He's like, yo, I wouldn't waste my time, bro. I wouldn't sit down and waste my time looking at that shit, bro. Like, y'all niggas is talking about, like, dumb shit. And I was like, damn, bro. And he was like, I'm not trying to play you, my nigga. Like, I'm telling you this on a private phone call. I'm not commenting on some shit. He was like, yo, dog, I think the show's stupid. And I was like, damn, bro. He's not, but I said, damn, he's not seeing my vision.
Right.
He's not catching, and I didn't portray it in that rehearsal. So you know what? I can't show people the rehearsals because they won't get my vision.
Right.
So I said, that's cool. Thank you. I appreciate you being honest with me. I don't think you're trying to disrespect me. I don't think you're trying to embarrass or play me out. I think you're just telling me really, really what you feel.
Right.
And I can't be mad at you for that.
And you got to respect the honest opinion. You don't want a lot of yes men around.
So then I did the show. I did the pilot. Shout out to my man J. Littles. Jay Littles, if y'all don't know, if y'all ain't get Jay Littles on here either, y'all got to get him. And Gio has a great relationship with him. You know Gio too, right? He been to the crib. So we had Jay Littles on the pilot. We edited the pilot. I sent it to the same person. I said I couldn't stand it. I didn't like the show. He's like, dog, you're fucking on something. You got it. Yo, this is genius. Yo, how the fuck did you figure this shit out? And the whole perception of the conversation that we had a month before was completely changed. Now he's talking about how can he participate in the show? How can he help out? This and this. And I was like, you know what? Then I had to take the time and make sure that the vision got projected correctly. So now the more that we do that, the more that we have the sense of the satisfaction. But it's not to the sense of satisfaction of seeing the world react to it. It's kind of the sense of satisfaction seeing that we're finally getting the vision out and getting it painted correctly. You know what I'm saying? So the team is kind of like, we already know what you're doing. So when I do some dumb shit during my cooking segment, it's not like this nigga stupid. It's kind of like, I know what he's going for with the edits.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So that was a good shot. That was a real good shot. When we edit it, it's going to look crazy. You know what I mean? So that's the satisfaction we're getting as of right now. And, you know, having the satisfaction of being on your platform is a huge satisfaction.
Really appreciate it.
We appreciate having
y'all. Trying to do and we're getting started to do.
Phyllis Mitchell.
For sure. Appreciate it, definitely.
Most
And
definitely.
so what do you all feel like the importance is of having a father in your life if you're a young man at this moment?
Oh man, Rock, you want to go? I go. I got shit to say.
I know, because you don't really. I'm gonna go first, man. It's important to have a father in your life because a father is basically going to show you how to be a man, regardless, even if you're paying attention or not paying attention. But the thing about that is that you need to pay attention because when your father's gone, there's no like, I'm sorry, he's not there to talk to no more, you know. And me and my father, we went through a lot of shit growing up. You know, he whooped my ass a lot, but he made me strong as shit. Now that I can look at it, those ass whoopings actually made me the strong bulldozer nigga that I am right now.
Right.
Definitely.
But it took going through all that shit for him to see me on that, for me to be on the same level as him. So where he don't even call me son no more. He call me by my name. You know what I mean? He call me Rod. Like, what's up, Rod? And call me up. It's like he's my father, but he's my man at the same time and shit. And it took a long time to develop that.
That's right.
And then one day, like, he just wasn't there no more. He passed. And now I miss that.
Sorry to hear that.
You know what I mean? Like, it's not go by. Think about it. I look in the mirror and I see him and me and the shit. And it's like, so I try to tell my sons the same shit. Like, they get mad when I take things from them because I don't hit them. You know, I take their PlayStation or their Xbox or some shit like that. Like, that's my punishment. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I try to tell them, like, yo, look, I do things, you know what I'm saying, not because I'm trying to hurt you. I'm doing things to show you that you got to learn. You got to listen. You know what I mean? You don't listen, you don't learn. But they kids, so they always want to argue this, that, there. And I keep telling them, like, yo, I'm not always going to be here. One day I'm not going to be here, and you're going to have the same thing I'm going through right now, how I feel. And you're going to be like, wow, you know what I mean? And it is what it is. But I think they get it. But, you know what I mean? These kids nowadays, you just got to talk to them, man, regardless. Now, we were them at one time in our lives. You know what I'm saying? We were, whatever, Dad. All right, whatever, Mom. You know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
Doing out here, and we thought we were there, and then you like, you come pick me up from the precinct. My bad.
Right.
You know what I mean?
There it is.
The cycle continues. You know what I mean?
I will say this, and I realized that I have to bear myself naked with the truth, which is gonna be embarrassing at some times, you know what I'm saying? But if I lie to y'all, I'm gonna be lying to myself and not giving the opportunity to pass the message of the shit I put myself through. You know what I mean? And your question was like, what do you think it is about not having a father or having a father, importance of having a father?
What's the importance of having a father?
Yeah. So I'll tell you this much.
Learning to be a man.
I've been through a lot of drug addictions in my life. You know what I'm saying? And during my darkest moments, I would look in the mirror when I was binging on drugs, and I would tell myself, like, yo, your father don't even love you. And that was one of my comments to myself, looking in the mirror. Like, yo, your father don't even love you. Just keep getting high. Don't know me. Your stepfather don't love you. Your uncle treats you like shit. So that always, like, I've never spoken to my father in my life. I've never met him in my life. I never shook his hand. And there's probably 2 pictures that exist of him. 2, one is a picture, and the other one's like a newspaper clipping of him playing basketball or some shit. Point is that I never met my father, and for me, it was torment of thinking that I wasn't important enough for my father to love me. You know what I'm saying? That shit made me cry a lot of times. That shit made me suffer a lot of times. That shit made me mess around and have sex with some chicks that I didn't find no importance with, but think, damn, did I get her pregnant? Fuck, I gotta call her and find out. Because I don't want to have a baby out there and my baby not know who daddy is, even if it is with a bird-ass bitch. You know what I'm saying? Thank God I didn't, go through it with a female I didn't think I was going to have a baby with. Like, my 2 kids, I knew those women, and I knew I was going to have a baby with them. And, it wasn't a mistake. You know what I'm saying? But anytime that I thought it was a mistake, I reached out to this female just because I didn't want to have a baby out there one day looking in the mirror saying, my own dad didn't love me. Fuck it, I'm gonna do it. So for me, and that's why when I say to Rock, like, that's why I admire and respect Rock so much, because beyond him having all them kids, you know how many times he took care of me? You know what I'm saying? That nigga done taking me in and, you know, gave me a bed to sleep on, and, you know, Lady Rock is cooking food for me, you know what I mean? Moments where I almost died and J-Rock had to carry me, like, physically. You know what I'm saying?
You
like,
gotta respect that.
He didn't taking care of me. You know what I'm saying? So when I see somebody like him taking care of his kids, you know what I mean? This guy's heart is full of love. You know what I mean? And I respect and I admire that about him. And to all the dads out there, you know, that you don't have a connection with your kids, I get it. Sometimes it's hard. Sometimes I question if my mother made it hard for my father. You know, is it my father's fault or is it my mother's fault when she was just a young girl? And she was like, well, fuck you then too. And then she made it hard because I grew up in the Bronx, in Brooklyn, but I was born in El Salvador. I wasn't even born in this country. And, you know, J-Rock, that's my neighbor. He from Belize. So we both from Central America. But, you know, was it my father didn't want to be with me, or was it my mother left to the Bronx and made it hard for him to even see me? I don't know the truth, but I do know that it affected me. So, you know, we recently had Tito Grams and Noah Ashton on the show, and that's father and son. Okay. And the show was based upon, you know, the lack of a father in a kid's life. So I think the importance of a father and a mother.
Showing a father
fucking is more than life, bro. Even if the parents ain't together, fuck all that shit, bro. As long as y'all involved in that kid's life.
Yeah, that's right.
You know, my lady, she just had a daughter that just graduated university. You know, went to the Prudential Congratulations. So congratulations to my lady. Congratulations to Chad. Definitely. You know, she has a mother and a father. Right. And I was like, damn, you know what? I wish I had that experience. And I can't blame my parents for it, you know what I'm saying? But I know that what I want to do for my kids, and what I advise and I recommend strongly to any person out there having kids, that they having difficulties connecting with them or they feel like giving up, don't give up. And if you feel like you don't got money to make them dinner, go look at our show and how we cooking shit up for $5 and making a meal out of this shit. Do something with your kids, make something out of nothing. But don't give up on your kids, because Chuck Zinwa told me this. Chuck Zinwa is a prince of Nigeria. Kedo to all my Nigerians out there. Kedo Adaman. So he said, what is success without a successor? And our biggest industry is education. Definitely. So what is success without a successor? You can have everything you want in the world, but if you don't have somebody to pass it down to, then what the fuck are you? Exactly. You can invest money into all these things that you have, but if you don't invest it into some form of education or taking time to educate the youth, then we're going to grow in a fucking idiot society. That's right. The smarter the phones are getting, the dumber the people are. So take time to talk to the kids, you know what I'm saying? Teach the youth the truth to the young black youth. And it ain't even about black, it's about just teach the truth to the youth, man. Period. Right. Period. That's right. I totally agree with that. I totally agree with that.
100.
100.
For real.
Right, baby.
Experience.
For sure, for real.
Hey, Rock. So Rock, you got a son that got an album or something, right?
Yeah, he got a little album he made himself though. You know what I'm saying?
How old is he?
12.
12 years old?
Yeah.
Oh, that's clutch. That's clutch, man. I got a 16 that did the same thing. You know, he an up and coming young kid. He doing his thing, man. Shout out to L Jizzy.
L Jizzy for sure.
Yeah.
I gave him all my studio stuff because he didn't even have none. He made this shit off with a phone at first. Yeah. And he started with a laptop and some little app that they can record themselves on. He did all this stuff. Back in the day, I was trying to do that shit on the radio, press the record.
Right.
Right.
These little kids
on one side of the headphones.
These youngins are crafty, bro. They know how to work on the digital shit.
I was just about to say that, you know, like shout out to your son and definitely shout out to LG, because it's like the kids nowadays, they have resources that we didn't have. Yeah. They're not scared to use it. You know what I'm saying? So big shout out to both of them, you know, doing their thing. I heard that's positive.
I gave him the microphone, some studio speakers, you know, the Mac. I'm trying to get him to educate himself so he can do it all himself. Once he learned how to produce himself, by the time he's 21, he should be master of this shit. You know what I'm saying?
I know that's right.
And I didn't even try to push my style or nothing that I do on him. I want him to be authentic. I want him to be original. He gotta be himself. You're not me. I'm not you.
Right.
You, I'm me. Do
That's
you?
right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Walk your own path as your own man.
Exactly.
For sure.
Not an
I
opinion.
don't
That's a
go
fact.
out his back to anything. You know what I'm saying? Through any weather, any storm. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
100. Yeah, man.
So
That's a
what,
big.
for sure. So what is a phrase that you live by, you guys? What would be a phrase that you all live by?
We got him. Rock, hit me with the stand on it.
You got to stand on something.